Hi, my name is Ava, and this video is on Module 3C, which is on classifying organisms. So there are many characteristics used to classify organisms, and one of these is life cycles. So by looking at the cycle of reproduction in an organism, you can go about determining what type of organism it is. So plants and some algae follow alternation of generations, where they alternate between a multicellular gametophyte and a sporophyte. Animals produce diploid cells, and most fungi and some algae produce haploids. So chimpanzees are animals, and therefore they follow this life cycle, producing diploids. So these next characters only apply to kingdom Animalia. So the first up is extraembryonic membranes, where we look at how an organism's embryos are kept. Fish and amphibians are non-amniotes, laying their eggs in water with no special enclosure, as seen in the photo. And reptiles, birds, and mammals, on the other hand, are amniotes. So reptiles and birds' embryos are enclosed by a shelled egg, while mammals have either marsupial or placental coverings in a uterus. So included is a photo of a chimpanzee embryo inside its mother's uterus. So another character used for classification is excretory products, which is how an organism removes waste from its systems. So most aquatic animals, like fish, produce ammonia. Mammals, amphibians, sharks, and some bony fishes produce urea, and birds, insects, many reptiles, and land snails produce uric acid. So chimpanzees, as mammals, produce urea. So we also look at temperature regulation when classifying animals. We can determine whether an animal is a heterotherm, allowing their body temperatures to fluctuate with their surroundings, or homeotherms with a constant body pressure. We can also see whether they're endotherms, producing their own heat, or ectotherms, relying on heat from their environment. Chimpanzees, like most mammals, are homeotherms and endotherms, producing their own heat and keeping their body temperature constant, so they likely won't need a jacket like the chimp in this picture to keep warm. So lastly, we look at skull types to classify animals and the amount of temporal fenestrae, or small holes behind the eye socket, they have. When we look at skull types, we're only looking at amniotes. So organisms with the anapsid skull type have no temporal fenestrae, and this includes turtles. Organisms with the synapsid skull type have one temporal fenestrae, and this includes mammals, and organisms with the diapsid skull type have two temporal fenestrae, and this includes birds and reptiles. So I included a picture of a chimpanzee's skull, which as a mammal has a synapsid skull, which only has one temporal fenestrae, as you can see here. So that's it for this video on Module 3C in relation to chimpanzees.